There it is. Hoppa! Hello, everybody. Welcome to Stavvy's World. I'm very happy to have my good friend Ali Macofsky here. We're going to fucking answer all your questions. 904-800-STAV if you want us to weigh in. I can't wait to... Ali's a fucking... She has so much experience. You know so much. You've had a life of a... Anytime someone gets sober like before they're 21... You know they were a fucking train wreck as a child.
I feel like if you get sober young, you just like start becoming a therapist. Of course. You rush the high of therapizing your whole life and analyzing everything.
You went so hard as like, I don't know, 17-year-old. I don't know why. We haven't gotten really into it. Maybe we'll get into it here. But yeah, she's fucking going to therapy, reading fucking self-help. Allie's going to tell us everything. She's going to fucking fix all you motherfuckers. So make sure to get those fucking calls in. Not for her. She's going to be gone by the time you call in. I'm going to be honest with you. But next time, maybe somebody even smarter than Allie will be here. Which, you know, no disrespect, is pretty easy to get.
Pretty easy, yeah.
I think you have a lot of emotional intelligence, but I don't know about, like, regular intelligence. Not a good student, I'm guessing.
No, I mean, I was a good student.
Okay.
I was a good student, but then it was the classic, like, stop giving a fuck about school and just trying to like entertain the class.
Right, class clown.
Yeah.
Smoking Black and Milds at lunch. No? That was more a Baltimore thing?
No, I was doing did you like...
You grew up in California.
Long Beach.
Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, Cameron Diaz. Sublime.
Well, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Now that's a holy trinity.
Oh, yeah. It's all the hitters.
Damn, Sublime. Hell yeah, now we're talking. I remember just fucking... Eldis, you were with me too, man. Just 7th grade, listen to them sing about weed. Haven't seen it yet, but you're like, dude, one day I'm gonna see weed and I'm gonna smoke it, and I'm gonna smoke 2 joints, just like Sublime. Smoke 2 joints.
I'm gonna be just like Bradley.
Yeah. And then they had that weird song about a girl getting like abused.
Song.
Yeah. Which was just like like on the radio.
Yeah.
She was like, her whole family is fucking her, and like. It was horrible, and then but
it's like a fun ska little tempo.
A little ditty about sexual violence,
about just like a lifetime of sexual violence, and just like a band that's like, we're just having a good time,
that's just
man.
Long Beach for you, man. They're writing about what they know.
Assault, weed and assault. So yeah, you're in fucking Long Beach.
I'm in Long Beach. We're like, before doing drugs or anything, the big thing was like trying to like breathe in and out really fast and make yourself pass out.
Wow, so like Wim Hof, but for getting fucked up. You're like
extreme Wim Hof.
Not for self-improvement, but for like doing drugs.
I love Wim Hof. He rocks.
Yeah.
I love his accent when he's telling people to breathe in. He's like, fully in.
Yeah.
Fully in.
I haven't done it, but I respect that you guys were huffing shit. The OG of that, of course, is spinning around in a chair really fast.
But yeah, you'd have to huff in and out a bunch of times, like really deep breaths, like so fast, and then spin around.
Right.
And then you like hold your chest or something really tight, and then you just pass out. We'd do it during PE, and everyone would be like, guess I don't have to run today. It was tight. It was so fun.
Respect. Yeah, I was a chair spinner. I don't know that I breathed in and out. I think to show you how cool I was even in college, I remember one time, like the first time I did Adderall, it was to stay awake while I smoked weed and played GameCube with just bros, and we would spin in chairs like that. We were already on drugs, and then we still spun in chairs. Yeah. That's how far away I was from getting pussy. My sophomore year of college, where it was just me and I joined this like fraternity that I was like, oh, it'll be sick. We'll get pussy. And it was just like a bunch of like one guy got pussy in the fraternity. Yeah. And I was like, what? Now I just have like obligations to this
girlfriend.
Group. Yeah.
It's like not even anyone knew he met. He like didn't use any of his college.
Yes,
swagger.
It was like one guy with a college girlfriend, one guy who was like engaged in college, and then one actual like pussy getter.
Yeah.
And it was just like, you got one.
Did you go to like a bad school?
I went to the University of Maryland, Baltimore County.
Okay.
So it's like a really bootleg. It's one of the shittier University of Maryland systems. So you know the Terps, like the big school, College Park. Eldis actually went there, but he wasn't. He wasn't getting pussy either. He was doing college. He was doing college radio at the time.
Yeah, it didn't make a difference that it was a party school.
yeah. I at least had an excuse. I went to the parties, and the parties were like 12 guys in a dorm room. One girl who was like, Like not even like not scared of a sublime situation. It wasn't that. It was just like just so off put by how little masculine energy was in this. Everyone's just ignoring the woman to play Pong.
We should start calling any sort of like sexual misconduct to like just a sublime situation. Ooh, did you get sublime?
Oh no. Fuck, dude, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I also went to a college like that where it was like a big commuter college. So like,
yes, ours was a commuter school.
Yeah, and so with that comes not the most brilliant minds.
No.
It's people who have like 12 kids already, and they're this is just the easiest option.
We had a lot of like foreign, because it was a good academic school.
Oh, okay.
We had one of those guys. The professor or the director of the school was like this. He was like a super brilliant guy, but it's like one of those guys where you're like, you must never see your family, because he just transformed this horrible school into like a real powerhouse academically. But also, he was a fucking nerd. We got offered, because we were so close to Baltimore, the Ravens were like, hey, we want a practice facility, and we'll build you a stadium, we'll do everything, but you just need a football team.
Whoa.
And he was like, no. Because he was like, no, we were like the best chess school. Like, that goes to show you what we're dealing with here. So yeah, I was spinning around on Adderall, getting no pussy. A guy in my fraternity went to rehab for World of Warcraft.
No. Okay, we're all laughing, but wouldn't you love to go to rehab for like social media?
Yeah, that's true.
I would love just a little break.
That would be nice.
That is really funny, though, to picture him and other World of Warcraft heads, other WoW heads.
Oh
just
my
being
God,
like,
how that room smelled.
Yeah. Does someone have a controller?
Day one of that.
They're just fidgeting. They get into Rubik's Cubes. Like, I got to use my thumbs.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's kind of... But in high school, early on, our shit was like, I don't know, smoking weed behind the CVS, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But... Yeah. What was your... So you were just spinning around and early on in Long Beach?
Yeah, spinning around, which is like a pretty good early sign of how you're going to do drugs and alcohol.
The kids that are spinning around
if you're
when
chasing
they're
a high in PE in 6th grade, you're most likely going to get fucked up. Yeah, I mean, I was trying to be a stoner. It's
Long Beach.
It's Long Beach.
It's the cult when in Rome.
Yeah. So I like tried to be a stoner for so long, and I had this friend.
Tried to be is so funny.
I tried to be.
It's like
it
how
never
do you not
fit me. It just didn't work. Every time I smoked weed, I got way too high, way too fucked up. Always thought that I was shitting myself or like freaking out.
So you're ruining the vibe. You're harshing the vibe.
Oh, absolutely. But there was this friend of mine, Seth. I think his name's Seth. I haven't talked to him since high school.
Okay.
But he had cancer in high school.
Okay, nice.
Non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, so
it's
pretty
easy.
chill, I think, in the world of cancer.
It is. When someone gets a really treatable one and really milks it, it's like...
No, it was great, though, because we were in high school, so he milked it by being able to smoke weed and be high at school. And then we'd go to his house after, and he'd have, like, really good weed.
So you really lucked out that a friend got cancer.
With our bald homie.
Yeah.
And, every time I was like, I'm going to die. And Seth was like, no, I'm going to die. I was like, I swear I'm dying right now. And he's like, I have chemo tomorrow. I'm like, okay.
I have cells in my body trying to destroy me from the inside.
Yeah, and I'm like, and I can't swallow this granola bar.
Yeah. I think Stewie just gave me a message to kill myself. I'm pretty sure Brian and Stewie are going to come out of the TV and murder me.
Weed is also the cutest drug to try and like sober up from, because every time I was like, I'm way too high, people would be like, do you want some milk and cookies? It's like a very Christmas.
It's like coffee, maybe milk and cookies, just to wake you up. But a little snack and a nap. Yeah. It's sobering up from weed is like how you treat a little baby having a fit. Yeah. It's like, let's get you a little, let's get you dessert.
Settle down, you're going to be okay.
Let's get you dessert. We'll put on a cartoon and here's a warm blanket. Which is the best.
But then I was like, okay, weed doesn't work. So then I went right into cocaine. And
right
that was
coke.
great. Oh, yeah.
How old are we talking?
I would say probably like 11th grade.
Okay, hell yeah, junior.
Yeah, junior in high school.
Junior in high school, coke's around.
I probably would have done it sooner, but I had a boyfriend at the time, and we were both kind of very much like high school relationship, like never leave the house, hang out all the time.
Right.
Do nothing. So once we broke up, I like went straight in. I had to make up for lost time.
Yeah. I love the idea of someone worried about their PSATs and where they're going to get cocaine at the same time. It's like, because there was definitely cocaine popped up.
Well, I didn't take the PSATs.
I'm sorry.
So,
I forgot who I was dealing with.
Didn't have a lot of stressors going on.
Coke popped up in Baltimore, I would say, my senior year.
What was popular in high school? Because a lot of kids at my school were doing Xanax, which I've never done.
I think it's just, I think you were real advanced. I mean, Baltimore was just like, it was weed. Like, it was just like,
That's it?
We smoked weed, we got fucked up. Cocaine popped up we also went to public school. So it's like, I think the private school kids, there was a school in Baltimore where it was like, there was a prostitution ring. Like, middle schoolers were like, some middle schoolers like pimping out girls to jack off their classmates.
No way.
But those were the rich kids. So they were so rich. They were doing pills. They're doing cocaine. We were just fucking literally smoking Black and Milds, like getting high off Black and Milds because inhaling them, and then like smoking blunts, and like friends would sell cocaine, but it was more like we didn't really do it. It was like and like maybe some psychedelics got in there.
How old are you?
I'm 33.
Okay. Because I remember in high school it was like texting and like the advancement of technology. Like I remember this kid got an iPhone in 7th grade, the first iPhone. He was the only one we knew, and I got to sit next to him in English class, and we would cheat on tests because he had Google on his phone, which was like crazy. Wow. I was like, this rocks.
Wow, this is a generational difference for sure.
But then we had like a sexting scandal.
Oh wow.
Because
everyone took turns on his phone, beating off.
No, there was a girl at our school who sent a guy a photo, and then he sent it to like everyone, and so we were in the news.
A minor sublime.
Yeah.
not a full sublime, just a mild sublime.
Just lime.
Wow, in the news. Look at you guys. That's interesting. So your parents just cocaine slipped under the radar? What was going on?
I'm the third.
You're the
child.
third. You're the baby.
Yeah.
They were divorced, right?
They're divorced, yeah. So I was raising myself. Right. Me and cocaine. Cocaine was my dad. Jameson was my mom. But yeah, I mean, I feel like I handled it pretty well. I'd be like, I'm hanging out with my friends, or I'm like going out, and they were like cool with me going out to like party. Right, hilarious. Yeah. They were partiers. You told me your parents met. They were both longshoremen. Is that right? No, they met at a 12-step convention in the desert. They met at like I think it was a cocaine anonymous convention. Wow, you had no chance. You were I was set for life. Yeah. Wait, but they were longshoremen, right? Or no? So yeah, but they. Because I remember thinking that was a hilarious detail. Yeah, no, they met at a 12-step convention in the desert and then fell in love. Which, by the way, you're not supposed to fuck at the 12th. You have to like go through it. No, you can fuck. I think you're not supposed to, isn't it? You can, depending on how sober. I mean, everyone has their own way of doing things. If you're going back to like, if you're brand new, if you're fresh and sober, then it's probably not the best idea to just start hooking up with crazy alcoholics and drug addicts. Isn't that what they call the 13th step? 13th step, is when like someone fucks like a new person. A young impressionable person. Yeah. Yeah, you're like, oh, I'll take you through the steps. Yeah. Did they get 13th stepped, or were they? How were they in the process? I think they were both fairly like. They had a few years maybe under their belt. Nice. I don't know the love story that well. Sure. I've heard just bits and pieces. Oh yeah, because they were. How old were you when they got divorced? Like 5. So you didn't grow up in the good times. No. I know my sisters. I'm like, what was that like? They loved each other. These two people that I've only known to fucking fight and like Well, it was nice because they got divorced before. Like I only remember like a few fights growing up. But then when they got divorced, I was so stoked because I didn't know them as like a happy couple. Right. So I only knew them as like kind of bitter. There was nothing sad. There was nothing sad. So once they were divorcing, I was like, this rocks. This is great. I'm happy for you guys. I sat down with them. I was like, I'm really proud of you guys. It's a mature decision. You guys want to bang some lines to celebrate? Yeah. But then you took your teddy bear to just do cocaine with you. You're like, you have your stuffed animals. I do my line, and then I'm like, your turn. You had you had instead of a tea party, you had cocaine parties. Like snorting fake cocaine. Oh, Barbie wants a line. And then my dad was a traveling salesman, which means he was a cheater. Yeah. First of all, in the fucking family 80s, 90s, like that's not even a job. They need to have it like a more updated version of Mad Men. Right. Like instead of ad sales, then it's like traveling salesman from like the 90s to early 2000s. Right. I think
I think you like your dad a lot because it's not even close to as glamorous. It's not Mad Men. It's like you're not fucking like some socialite.
Yeah.
You're getting your dick sucked in a trailer park in exchange for a vacuum. You're like, I'll throw in this attachment if you jack me off. She's like, all right, hurry up. My husband not back for a while. Just takes out her teeth to suck your dad's dick. That's not exactly fucking John Hamm in a 3-piece suit.
That's why it would be good. It's the working man's Mad Men.
You're right. It's your dad slipping his cock through some fucking khakis with Docker stain defender and getting his dick sucked. Hilarious. Traveling salesman is that's like working at a Blockbuster now. Like that wasn't even really a job even in the 90s. Yeah. That's insane.
Yeah, he was selling like washing parts.
Like
Napa auto parts, I think.
It's so interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just a job that like, how did it hang on even one day after the internet was invented?
Oh yeah,
that doesn't make any sense.
Amazon is the traveling salesman now.
Damn, what's he up to these days?
He's still a longshoreman. So he was a traveling salesman. My mom was working at Lindora, which is like a weight loss clinic.
Hell yeah. Just 2 fake jobs.
2 fake jobs.
2 of the most 90s fake jobs. Like Jenny Craig. Lindora's like Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers.
Yeah.
Type of shit, and your dad was a traveling salesman.
Yeah.
A very 90s existence.
Yeah.
Those jobs all went away.
And then my mom, a lot of people in my mom's family, my mom's family's from like San Pedro area in LA, which has a big Greek community.
Maybe I'll pop in.
Big Greek, big Italian community. And a lot of her family's like longshoremen, so she decided to get into that.
Nice.
And then she got my dad into that.
So she got him the gig. Interesting. All right, nice.
Yes, they were both longshoremen, and they still work together.
Really?
My dad will like group text me and my sisters and be like, I'm working with your mom, rolling eye emoji. And then my mom will text me and my sisters and be like, just saw your dad. That's sad.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
That is some like true sitcom shit. Like if it's fake. Like if you wrote a script about, my parents are longshoremen, my divorced parents are longshoremen that work together, they'd be like, this is a little far-fetched.
A little too much, yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. So you're just like so you're growing up in the chaos, so that's why you can just do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Your sisters are how much older than you?
7 and 5 years older than me.
Oh, so you had quite a little gap there, especially the older one. The older one probably got the best childhood, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
But maybe I would also debate maybe the worst, because she got to see what it was like and then be like, well, what the fuck happened? Whereas me, it's always just been what the fuck.
You've existed in reality.
That's what is normal to me.
Right.
But to her, she had like 2 different realities.
So let's test your hypothesis. What's her life look like now?
Really good, actually. Yeah, now that I think about it, maybe she did get the good end of the stick.
Yeah.
It is interesting, though, to see the different, like attachment styles.
Right, there we go.
To therapize this.
Miss Therapy.
The different attachment styles, because she's very codependent, like with our parents. Like, she's very much the one that we all turn to. She's the parental figure. She keeps things in order. Right. And then I'm very much like, you tell me where to go. Right. I'll be there. Maybe.
Yeah, I definitely had to deal with that. Eldis, you got to be the baby, right? Your sister did everything?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My sister, like, I don't know, I just remember, like, being a kid, we would go everywhere because we're, like, Albanian
His parents didn't even really speak English.
Yeah, they spoke it, but, it was rough. And, like, my sister would be, like, 11 years old and have to, like, go up to people in the store. Like, I remember one time I was, like, 7 or something. We were lost in the fucking mountains in West Virginia just on a family trip. And Marilyn goes in. She was, like, 12 years old. And they're like, go ask how we get back. She's like, okay. She's like fucking 12. A 12-year-old doesn't know, like, driving directions. She came back and she's like, they're like, okay, what'd they say? She's like, oh, I think you said that way or this way. And they're like, what? You don't even know? She's like, I'm 12.
Why don't you go with me, motherfuckers? I could have fucking... Yeah, I had that. You get to be the fucking bit. You've had women make decisions for you your whole life. Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. I had to be because I'm the firstborn, so I had and my parents are foreign. Not as foreign as, my mom is probably the least foreign. Of our 4 parents, my mom is probably the one who speaks the most English and can get around. But I still had to do a nice amount of, like, translating and, like, I would proofread documents, like legal documents.
Yeah, you're like doing their taxes. And you're like, what is this?
No, I wrote, like, my mom would write a lot of letters, and I would have to, like, she'd complain about whatever the fuck, She was a big complaint. They tried to get like a strip club put in our neighborhood, like literally a block away. And my mom had like a big like no kind of campaign.
So there when like a bunch of immigrants in Baltimore.
Oh, I mean, I grew up in it's just a Greek neighborhood. It's called Greektown.
Okay.
But
then what the hell is the Albanian community up to over there?
I remember I think there were a lot of Albanians in Essex.
Yeah, there's some Albanians.
Do you think there's
too.
like brochures in Albania being like Baltimore, the city of dreams, and everyone's like, we got to get out there.
Baltimore is one of the few Baltimore is one of the few cities that, if you come from Albania, it's a just pure step up. It's not even a fucking question. I mean, I'm not like Greece is just a little better. Don't get me wrong. Like my family's from Athens. And I go back there, and I'm like, oh, it's Athens, Greece, major city. And it's like, these motherfuckers don't have dryers. They literally have clothespins on their shit. There's no real, like, the mattress technology there is hysterical. Everyone sleeps on, like, when you went to camp as a kid, that's what everyone's mattress looks like. They're thin as fuck. There's just so much, like, shit you take completely for granted.
But then, like, being from here my whole life and not knowing anything different, I'm like, oh, that's so romantic.
Yeah.
It's so dreamy.
It's romantic until you have fucking lower back pain and you're sweating through every night because of the fucking fan. They've been using my grandfather had a fan without the guard. Like they hadn't invented the guard when he bought his fan, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Just death traps everywhere.
Literally, he would like nick his finger on it. It's like just get a new fan.
It's like metal and sharp.
No
it's
joke,
like
it was literally metal. It wasn't even like a plastic one. So yeah, we're dealing with that kind of shit. But yeah, I do think. Yeah, who knows? With your sister, going back to the original point, it's like she got to see it, but at least like it implanted some healthy shit in her brain.
Yeah.
Whereas you got like, fucking people just shitting on each other.
Yeah,
nobody living in the same house.
Yeah.
Like it must be. We were talking about it a little earlier. It's like we all, like my shit with my family. It's like what you think is a good relationship because you're a little kid is just so fucked up.
Yeah.
Because no one I knew had a good marriage. There was no Greek people I knew that like were happy. Someone was cheating. Someone was like, just like stealing money. You know what I mean? Like we had no good parental role models. Even if they were good people and like good parents, they weren't good. They didn't have good relationships. So you might be fucked, is what I'm saying.
But I'm working on it.
You're working on it. Yeah. Nice. Hell yeah.
Having a lot of breakthroughs in therapy.
A lot of breakthroughs in therapy. Yeah. Nice. Look, I want to talk about therapy, but how did you... I do want to hear about like how buck wild it got and when you decided to get sober so young. Okay. Because I met you were already sober. You were like 21, right?
Yeah.
20? How old were you?
21.
Yeah.
Maybe 20.
I remember. How old are you now?
27.
Okay. Yeah, because I met you pretty early on when I was in New York. You were just coming to do like shows and stuff.
Yeah.
And because I remember being like... going to because that's like when you first moved to New York, it's like you would do like one good show every 3 weeks, and then you would just like most of it is hanging out.
Yeah.
So you meet people, it's mostly at a bar. Pretty much everyone's like getting fucked up because it's like you have to come back to your shitty apartment where you have a...
Well, and when you're, like, new to a city and, like, newer to comedy, you're like, this is the life.
This is it, baby.
Me and the boys just drinking some brewskis, getting fucked up.
Getting fucked up, going to a diner.
Yeah, we're going to say some crazy shit. It's going to be hilarious. We're rock stars.
Just being hacks. Like, just, like, things you saw on a shitty TV show about comedy, trying to, like, live that way. Like, dude, this is like Opie and Anthony right now. Dude, this table is basically the seller's back table. I'm Patrice. You're Gary Goldman. It's like we were like... It's like
we're kids playing doctor.
Yeah. You be Bill Burr. Yeah, it literally is. You're like 20, from 19 to like 25, there's a little bit of that, and then you're like, this is fucking pathetic.
Yeah.
Some of your friends are getting married.
I was with my friend, like last night, I was with my friend at the stand, and we were like sitting at the table, eating and talking, and in my head, in the back of my head, I'm like, this is like the shows.
Yeah. Well, it gets to the point where you're like, it is, but who cares?
Yeah.
Like, this is just my life now.
I'm not trying to be in the show.
I'm just trying... My stupids, I just want to get home. My spots are like could I have gone last on the first show and first on the other one? I hate being, like you're having those thoughts where you're like, the train.
Yeah.
But early on, it's like you would go to a club with no spot. just to hang out, just to do that. So I met you then, and I was like, oh, everyone's getting fucked up, and you were like young and not drinking, and I was like, that's when I was like, oh, she must have been a fucking lunatic at like 17 or something like that.
Yeah.
Because Bobby Kelly is the same way, where he got sober like when he was like 18.
Yeah.
And he was like drinking, he's like a 12-year-old kid just drinking moonshine in a park or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? Like getting fucking stabbed or something.
Yeah, I remember like
going to juvie.
In high school doing like coke and stuff with my friends. Like we were doing it so much to the point where like we could eat full meals while fully like gacked out on coke. Like we would go to this one spot and just be like pounding burritos, just shoveling them in our face. And like before we went into the restaurant, we were like doing lines in the car. And then
who was your coke? Like who sells coke to children?
I don't know. That was the one thing that I'm very glad about, is that I never figured out who sold it. I just like when I would party,
it was around.
I would buy it from my friends.
Gotcha.
But I didn't know who to reach out to like
good.
Get my own.
That's good. That's a tough
very
one.
Responsible.
Very responsible. Yeah. You towed the line.
Yeah. And then I just started drinking a shit ton when I went to college.
Nice. Hell yeah.
And then I like crashed my car in a blackout.
At your shitty commuter school.
Yeah, my terrible. Because that was the thing. It was like the parties there. They weren't like cool parties. It was like house parties. It was in North County, San Diego. So it's like away from like the fun downtown San Diego area. Right. It's literally like house parties. There's like ranchero guys out there. It's like these Hispanic dudes in the cowboy hats. Like that's the vibe. There's people with like horses.
Fuck
so it's just like dirt roads.
So it's like West Coast farm type of shit.
Yeah, really weird vibe. So everyone's just like, there's no one cool at this school.
Right.
It's like literally like the losers from high school who went to the school.
Right.
And now like think that they're cool.
Why did you go there?
It was the only one I got into. And I had money saved up for college, so I'm like, I have to go.
Yeah. Oh, right, because you had you were like a weird child radio star or something, right?
Yeah, I was on Kiss FM with Ryan Seacrest. The Z100 of the West Coast, Kiss FM. And yeah, I had a job at the age of 7, and I shouldn't be shamed for
2 years
working
after the
hard.
divorce.
And you know what the best part is?
What's that?
My dad stole money from me. For outdoor patio furniture. This loser man stealing from his 7-year-old daughter to get a better smoking cigar lounge in the backyard.
A better setup.
Yeah. So once all of my funds were ripped through from the outdoor furniture, I had a little bit left over for college.
Have you confronted him about the patio?
Yeah.
And he probably just laughs it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen you'll post your dad on social media. He does seem like a good hang.
He's a good hang.
He seems like a fucking good hang.
But that's like the problem, is like he's always been a good hang. Dad, not so.
That's how I feel too. Where it's like I think about my dad, and it's like I think I would be friends with him because he is really funny. Like we have. Like me and my brothers are all pretty funny, and I love my mom. She's one of the best people. She's not very funny, right? Like it's interesting to watch her after having 3 sons we're all dickheads and funny in a separate way.
Yeah. And
it's interesting because like she's kind of become funnier the older she gets, because it's just like me and my brothers nonstop like trolling her and like, whatever. But my dad has always been kind of funny. And again, same thing. It's like, he's a pretty good hang. Like, him and his boys are all laughing.
Yeah.
He's not, he's missing soccer games because he's hanging out. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, oh, fuck, I forgot about this. And it's like, like at like a wedding or something, he'll get really fucked up. He wasn't a big drinker, but when he did, he would be fun. Like, I remember he was so strict about letting me drive when I was like 15. And then we go to like a baptism or something, and he just gets so fucked up, and he's got this giant like work truck because he's a carpenter, and he's like, "Good news, buddy, time to drive." It's like 1 a.m. I haven't driven a car. He's let me drive in a parking lot, and it's not that far away, but it's still like, you're so fucked up. I have my learner's permit.
Yeah.
I'm 15 years old.
The same thing happened to my sister.
Really?
Yeah, my dad was at my cousin's bar mitzvah. It was baseball themed bar mitzvah.
Yeah.
And my dad makes a speech, and he's sloshed. And I haven't seen my dad get drunk that often, but this is like a standout moment for me.
Yeah.
My dad's making the speech. It's on video somewhere, and he's like, "One day I'm gonna be your baseball coach. You're going to the big leagues, Jackie Robinson, you." And then we're leaving, and my dad is driving.
Yeah.
He doesn't even have the wherewithal to be like, maybe the oldest sister with the learner's permit should do it. He's like, I got this.
Yeah. The whole fam's in the car?
Oh, the whole fam. Me, my sisters, my dad. We're in the car. We're just sitting in the back like this. And my dad gets pulled over.
Oh, my God.
He gets pulled over, and he goes, she has her learner's permit. She'll drive. And so my sister,
what, the cop just let them get away with that?
Yes.
Hysterical.
These crooked cops.
These fucking defund.
White privilege has gone too far. It's true, because then when I crashed my car in a blackout, highway patrol came because my car was totaled. It like wouldn't drive off the freeway. Yeah. Trust me, I tried. I'm like trying to drive it off the freeway. I'm like, God, get me out of here.
You wake up, you're like, I just gotta get it going.
That's what happened. I don't even remember driving at all. I think I might have fallen asleep. Like I might have had the sleepy drunk, or I'm just passed out, because I didn't hit anyone. It's like 3 a.m. I must have been driving so slow, but I hit the center divider, and I like wake up. All of a sudden, I'm like, I'm alert, I'm focused, and I'm trying to move my car. It's not working, and I had just bought a brand new car.
Oh,
just bought a brand new car.
Seacrest money.
Yeah. It's true. I bought a brand new car. I mean, it was like a Honda Fit.
Sure.
You know, I'm humble, I'm modest.
Of course. Well, a lot of that money was gone on fucking umbrellas and fucking recliners.
I only had a few options to choose from.
Yeah.
In the car
Your
dealership.
dad had one of those like fucking outdoor heat lamps so he could smoke cigars in the wintertime.
My dad's driving a convertible. I'm like in my Honda Fit. I'm like, no, this is good. And so I'm like, it has the alarm activated thing. Like when you total your car, it like sends out the message. So now highway patrol's on their way.
And you're just fucked up.
Yeah.
And you're how old, like 20?
I'm 19.
19, hell 19. Yeah.
And
Blotto getting fucked up at the Ranchero house. You're just coming off a farm.
This was after an open mic, which is so embarrassing.
Oh my God.
I was like celebrating an open mic. It was my friend's birthday. So after the open mic, we went to the bar. Get a few drinks. I was like buying people at the bar shots. People I didn't know, just strangers, just
having
trying to be loved.
Being cool.
And then I drove. Highway patrol comes, and I was like, I start crying. I'm so tired. I'm a comedian. I'm working every night. I've been a comedian for like a year.
Bringing that up. That's such open micer behavior to let even the cop.
I would never do that now.
Of course not.
But at the time, I was like, I'm a comedian.
Oh, yeah. When you start, you're like, I've done 3 open mics. I'm a comedian.
Yeah.
And the fact that you would bring it up to a cop potentially about to give you a DUI to make you sympathetic or impress him just shows you what open micer brain you had. Like that, you didn't have the wherewithal not to drive drunk, right? But your brain was like, I should mention I'm a comedian. Like it wasn't like,
might really
it wasn't
comedy.
like, let me sleep on a couch. It was like, let me let him know.
Well, I did try and sleep on a couch. I went back to the open mic because it was this open mic in LA where the guy who ran the open mic lived at the space.
Oh my God.
It was a sad vibe, a dark
that
vibe.
Sucks.
And so I knock on the door. It's like 3 a.m. He opens it, and I was like, "Can I crash here?" And he's like, "Allie, it's 3 a.m. You can't be here."
Yeah.
And so then I think I was gonna sleep in my car, but then decided to just
car.
turn it on. I'm almost there.
Yeah.
It's only an hour away where I'm staying.
Wow. Listen, going back to a guy who lives at an open mic, blackout at 3 a.m., you also avoided a possible sublime. That's a real sublime.
I my sublime stopped because he was with a woman in there. That's why I couldn't
otherwise,
stay. It could have been me.
Yeah, it's true.
But yeah, the highway patrol came, and I was like, I'm just so tired. I'm out every night, just bringing joy to people, changing lives with my pussy jokes.
Tell me about how fucked up my pussy is. How it leaks.
And they put me in the car. They're like, you can wait here. We'll call your sisters. They'll pick you up. So just like sit in the car and chill. And I'm sitting in the back seat.
God damn.
And I just talked to my friend Kevin, who's one of those like comedian/lawyers. There's a few of those around.
Sure. I know what you mean.
And so
I'm guessing he's a really good lawyer.
Well, like the week prior, we were at the Comedy Store, and he was like, he was like, yeah, I work with a lot of DUIs, and they always like, you don't have to do tests on site.
Right.
Like you can always fight that.
So this is just luck. Luckily, you had this conversation.
Yeah. So then I get real Karen vibes, and I'm like, you can't test me.
Yeah, you flip immediately.
Oh, yeah. Like, you can't test me. And they were like, no, we don't, we're fine. Like, we're fine.
They didn't even bring it up.
No. And
that's awesome.
My sisters finally came to pick me up, and they were like, you reek of alcohol.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Pulled it off. Let you off the hook.
Yeah.
And is that when you got sober?
No. No.
It took 2 more Honda Fits.
Yeah. One more.
What?
Yeah.
Did you total another car?
Well, that was my second car I totaled.
Oh, okay.
I had just bought a brand new Honda Fit, and then 4 days after I bought it, I had totaled it trying to get some dick at a hostel.
Nice.
I made an illegal U-turn to get a really good parking spot. Yeah, there were some Australian guys.
Nice. Were they hot?
Probably not.
Nice.
Don't remember what they looked like.
You were drunk as shit also?
No.
Oh, sober.
I think I was sober, yeah, but drunk on some dick.
Yeah.
Just once I had
pheromones.
it
Come over. I'll give you some penis.
And you were like, right away, sir. In a hostel too. Like there's 3 Lithuanians on bunk beds just watching you get your shit like smacked by some Australians.
Have you ever hooked up at a hostel?
No. Thank God I've never. One time I actually
have to put towels over the bunk bed.
That's hysterical.
It's like a little.
So you're seasoned. You fucked in a
Yeah,
lot of hostels.
That was my first time. Yeah, I've been to that hostel before.
That hostel. Oh, Allie's back, guys. Oh, hey, Allie. Who are you fucking this? What nationality is it this time? You have a little punch card. You have to get a flag. Morocco, Australia.
My passport.
The dick passport. Now, that's interesting. How did you end up?
I think a passport is a dick passport.
I think it's true.
If you like traveling and you're single.
Sure,
every
single
time
lady.
You don't travel just to see things.
That's true. Some people do. But
taste of the culture.
Especially depending on the culture, they are going to try and fuck you at most places.
There was one hostel I was in. I was in London, and I was staying at this hostel, and it was like a 6-person room, so it was 3 bunk beds. And I get in, I check in, and it's empty.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh, I get like this kind of sick.
Suite.
Yeah, it's like only me. And so I settle down, I take a nap, and I hear some noise. I wake up from my slumber, and it's 5 Australian guys, just jacked little like.
Holy shit!
Like
a rugby team.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I was like, sublime time.
I smoked 2 joints in the morning. You're like, you guys ever heard of Sublime?
Are you guys looking
Stop
for
it, Ellie!
You're sucking all them off?
No, we're seeing our girlfriends.
I don't care. I didn't come all the way to Long Beach not to get stuffed up. I'm trying to get airtight. 2 in each, 1 in the mouth. Let's get this going. A girl only sees London every so often.
No, not me, Belly.
No, that's London Bellend, but I don't know how you say dick in Australian. I'm sorry, folks. I really butchered that riff, but we had fun until that point.
Everyone's like, did you see Big Ben? And I'm like, oh, I saw Big
Ben. How many of these guys did you fuck?
I think just one.
Just one.
It's a little blurry.
Sure. Yeah. I've never. One time, me and my buddy stayed at I just told this story on the Soder episode, so I won't tell the whole thing. But the closest I've come to a hostile situation is one time my friend was fucking a girl. He didn't even really want to fuck. And I was just watching on an iPad. I was watching the Grand Budapest Hotel. So that's the closest I've gotten. But I get too nervous. I don't want other people around.
Yeah.
I would be too nervous. I don't think I've even fucked with anyone else in the room. Like, even like on some college shit.
I mean, now at this point, now that I'm sober, even like living in an apartment, I'm like, oh, my neighbor, like they're gonna hear. I'm just playing the quiet game during sex.
I mean, in this apartment, because it used to be, now it's just me. We've turned this was Eldis's old room, actually. We've turned the master into the studio. At one point we had 5 people in this 3-bedroom, and it was like everyone knew the tempo everyone else fucked at.
That's so
like it was like I've heard every one of my closest friends bust.
Yeah.
Except maybe let's bleep his name out. But I don't think I heard our boy bust, but yeah, definitely I know Eldis's lazy stroke. I could with my eyes closed I could be like, "Yep, that's Eldis."
Yeah. I used to live in this house and I had this roommate And he was like a screenwriter. That's what he said. Yeah. I don't know if he was.
LA,
but
of course.
Yeah, he was like a screenwriter.
Everyone who buys Final Cut is a stream.
Yeah.
Or Final Draft is a screenwriter.
And he would like show me his scripts, and he would refer to all the women in the script as broads.
Hell yeah.
And we shared a wall. And at one point, I didn't know where his bed was in his room, but it turned out our beds were touching on the wall. And so when he would have a girl over, I could just hear it. And I could hear that she was faking an orgasm. Because I'm like, no one's having that good of a time.
Of course,
it
not
sounded
from that
too
guy.
Cute. And he was
not
like...
guttural.
Yeah.
It's not a little fucked up and disgusting.
Cute. Yeah, it was like watching a porn.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I've seen Annie Hall about 42 times because it's what I put on when girls come over.
This guy sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way that guy knows how to make someone bust.
Yeah.
The people that know how to make someone bust, they're watching Chopped when they have sex. Chopped stays on when we fuck. I gotta see who fucking won. I gotta see if the fucking buffalo egg rolls took it home.
Chopped kids.
I definitely have started watching I've been like, we can't watch Chopped Kids. Chopped Kids has come on. That was my go-to. I just love Chopped. Yeah. There was definitely there was like a couple years, maybe a year in my life where I fucked a lot to Chopped.
Yeah. Who were the hosts on that?
Fucking Ted. What's his name?
Ted. He was on the original Queer Eye.
He was the food guy on the original Queer Eye. I forget his last name. He's great.
Yeah.
But Chopped is a fucking what a program.
Do you guys watch like random? Because I'll masturbate, but I'm like I can't focus on one thing at a time. So I'll be like. I'll be on like TikTok or something, and then I'll
while
be like,
beating off.
No, well, yes.
Okay.
But I'll just like be on TikTok at night, before bed, and then I'm like, I should masturbate.
Right.
But I'm like, but TikTok is so good.
I know.
I'm not gonna turn. So then I'm watching, and my boyfriend's like, "That's the craziest thing."
So you're watching TikTok and beating off?
Yeah, TikTok in my left hand. Yeah, I'm just scrolling.
But it's like just some guy's building a pool in his yard. Yeah. A girl's dancing. Yeah. Like, so what part of your brain is beating? What are you beating off to? Are you just doing it purely mechanically?
Purely mechanically, yeah. No
That's
emotions.
wild, bro.
It's like beating off with the TV on.
But isn't that like having Chopped in the background? Because I'm not.
She's
fully
holding,
paying
but
attention.
you're holding it in your hand.
But if you're watching porn, aren't you holding it in your hand?
Yeah, but you're actively holding the thing.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is the holding makes it not a passive thing. That once you're holding, it's active. If your phone was here and TikToks are kind of doing, but you're scrolling and beating, I don't know.
Only for the beginning part.
Okay.
Once things start getting more exciting, I got to be
fully in. Okay, yeah. All right. I'll give you that. It's the holding that, for me personally, I think that's the Rubicon.
Got it.
That it's like once you cross that, it's a little strange. Yeah. Now, for me, and I'm trying to get on. I totally have taken TikTok off my phone, but Instagram tricks you, and they have bootleg TikTok on Instagram. Yeah. So my whole algorithm half of it is things I would beat off to.
Is your Instagram reels? Is it a lot of women just doing this?
Just bouncing?
Yeah, it's like a POV style video.
I don't get that. I don't get the basically softcore porn, but I get a lot of like a lot of workout stuff because I have started like lifting a little bit, and so I'll watch them it started with me watching like some would pop up. And I would be like, oh, that's interesting. And then it would be like a girl would do it. But, and then it's just turned into like the hottest jacked women.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, I could easily beat off to this stuff.
Yeah.
And so a lot of it will start with, it's almost like the appetizer for beating off. Where I'm like, that would be sick to fuck her. And then I'm like, let's fucking giant thighs on X videos. You know what I mean? A woman wrestles man. You know what I mean? Like
jacked woman.
Yeah. Fitness model, So in that case, I can see it. But I've never just been looking at like, I've never had a string of like, oh, here's a puppy. Oh, here's a delicious sandwich. And I'm beating off.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. You gotta try it sometime.
I'll give it a whirl.
Just try it.
Who knows? Pavlov's dog. Now I just start beating off when it's like a weight loss journey thing or like a fucking just a dance video. I don't even fucking know. My shit is pretty varied, but it's zoomed in on. My algorithm has basically become jacked hot ladies, there is like some like weird little protein powdered desserts because I'm always trying to sneak a dessert in. We like to have meathead ice cream around here, which is like Greek yogurt, protein powder, and a little fucking some toppings here and there. And then it's like also I think it's realized that I'm started like everyone in my family, a lot of my closest friends, some are married, some are having kids. Like I'm starting to think about like, damn, I'm fucking 33. Like maybe I should like have it. So some of it is like hot women, but not like overly sexual. Just almost like if your really hot wife was modest. I get a lot of those women, and then I get like big titties and like curly hair, but they're not dressed like they're not trying to. It's like a nice lady you'd want to go on a date with who happens to be wildly hot. And then also I'll get like women like baby videos because like, don't you want a family? And it's like that's what it is. It's like the horny shit. It's like, oh, you'd love to fuck this like jacked woman, and then it's like, but wouldn't you like to go on a date with this woman? And then with her, wouldn't you like to make a sweet child to raise? And then it's like burgers. It's like my whole. It's like become a fat dad, become an obese father, and I'm like. Sounds pretty nice, Yeah,
so I have a lot of baby stuff on mine.
A lot of baby stuff.
Yeah, my sister just had a baby, so now I'm like looking at baby stuff.
Auntie.
But it's hard because now I'm like, I'm taking in all this information about babies and I want to tell my sister, but I can't just be like, so I saw this thing on TikTok.
Right.
And you should actually be doing this.
Yeah. Just like shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I call our friend, one of our best. She also lived here. We originally moved in here, me, Eldis, and our friend. And she just had a kid. And like, I will never tell her what. Every time I call her, it's like, hey, what's up? And it's just like, yeah! Just this little asshole screaming. Yeah. And it's like, you really see it because it's like, he's a parasite. Yeah. He like sucks all her life. He's literally taking the nutrients from her and like needs her attention at all times. And I'm like, whatever you need to make this fucker. So like I just go visit her. She's in Baltimore and I would go visit her. And it's like, I just see how worn down. She's just like, can somebody hold him for 12 minutes? Yeah,
brutal.
And I'm like, damn. She puts him in like the little carrier. She's like constantly, this kid and her, he just always needs her attention. Yeah. So I'm just like, yeah, I'm not giving her TikTok suggestions. Yeah,
there's something where, what did I see? Oh, I forget.
That's okay.
I forget.
But you're not thinking about having kids.
Oh, I remember. Okay. I was thinking about it, but then I watched my sister give birth, and I
like the physical. I saw the baby come out of her.
Yeah, wow. I saw it all, and part of it was like, oh, I would never. That's so crazy. I can't. Like, that's so insane.
Yeah, it really is.
Like the fact that people aren't talking about how wild that is.
It's in a person comes out of your pussy.
It's the most fucked up thing I've ever seen. Like there was no part of me that's like, oh, this is beautiful. I was like, this is torture.
Yeah, absolutely. It seems, I haven't seen it, whatever, but it seems torturous.
Oh my God, brutal. But then it's like, it's that thing you see as soon as the baby's out, you're just like so happy.
Yeah.
I think you're probably, I don't know if you're so happy to see your baby or if you're just so happy to not have to push.
The pain is over.
Yeah. But I saw this thing about how people who are like shitty moms or parents but have a ton of babies, it's because they just like the newborn phase when they're like not being annoying, they're just sleeping and like being cute, and you can just hold them and like take photos.
They're a little
of them.
They're a little doll, basically.
Yeah, so it's like people just get addicted to like the newborn phase,
which kind of seems like the shittiest part. It seems fun, but it seems like adorable, but it's also like, don't you want this fucking little thing to
like do something silly?
Do something silly, talk a little bit,
make a weird face,
and eventually, like the part where I'm like, it would be cool to have kids is thinking about showing like a 14-year-old John Wick for the first time. Or just like showing, you know what I mean? Like sharing all your interests and like having a friend who's like you've known his whole life or their whole life, whatever. That seems kind of cool. But and the newborn and the baby face sounds cool, but like
that toddler
4 through like 17 even seems fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, Bobby's calling. Wow, we're gonna see on the show if he can do the show we record later today. Hi, Bob. You're actually technically on the show right now because we're recording, but.
I was supposed to call you something. Literally canceled comedy.
Great.
Like,
no slurs, please, Robert.
Not only would it have canceled me, it would have canceled everybody, every comic that like even knows.
Well, keep it nice and clean.
I'm very happy you did the code, and I hate people who don't do the code. You know what I mean? Like when you call them in the car and they're like, "Hey, what's up?"
Right.
And then you go on some tirade about, some nasty vagina massage parlor you went to, right. And it's like, "Hey, dude, my kid and my grandmother and my wife are in the car." Oh, well. The code is, "Hey dude, what's up? Family's in the car with me, bro."
Got my wife in the car. Of course, you gotta know.
Yeah, I just got into a big fight with my friend about that. He's like, "Well, I didn't want this. She'll know we're talking about." They already know we're garbage.
Of course, you gotta fucking keep it clean, 100%.
Yeah, no children, no women, and when you pick up the phone, you let them know who's in the car.
Of course. I'm so with you. Well, we do have Ali Macofsky. She passes, though. She's a comic. She's not a regular woman that you can't talk around.
Yeah, I'm a cool girl.
That is nuts that you just said that. I don't know what that means.
Oh, they're very nice, Bob. Now you're going to fucking go. You open this up talking about the slurs you were going to say, and I do a cute little misogynistic joke that we're all in on, and you fucking abandon me.
Hey, man. Yeah, that's right. That's corporate America, dude. I need to click, bitch.
All right, motherfucker. Can you do the show later or not?
No, I can't. I
all right. Well, we'll get you.
Can't.
All right. That's okay. We'll get you in January.
I mean, I literally added a lot to this show as is.
You did. That's true. You're right. Yeah.
You saved me.
Show, what were you guys talking about? The state of comedy, man.
No.
Dude, did you see what Chappelle said? Dude, I don't know, man.
That's not the kind of show we're doing, Robert. Thank you very much.
Okay. All right.
Now, look, I've had enough of you stealing a woman's time. It's time for you to go.
I'm sorry. What's her name again?
Allie.
Oh, that's so good.
What a fucking lunatic. Just starts doing bits on a call. He's the man. Anyway. Fuck Bobby. What were we talking about?
That's like the equivalent of Rogan playing like a video of a deer being eaten.
Yeah.
It's like, now let's take a call from Bobby really quick.
Yeah, let's have Bobby go into a high energy observation. It is funny. He's so good at comedy. He's just like, you can feel his energy over the phone.
Yeah.
Like Bobby would have fucking, you could play him on a fucking microphone at a club and he would probably kill. It was hilarious opening for him and being like, I don't even do comedy.
Yeah.
He would just go on and just like, he's fat as shit, just like swaggering though somehow, just like control the like energy fully. Anyway, fuck him. He's not doing the show. He can suck my dick. He's dead to me. What were we talking about before Robert so rudely interrupted us? Does anyone know?
Pussy birds.
Oh, babies.
Oh, babies flopping out of pussies and shit like that. Yeah, it seems fucked up. Michelle Wolf has that great joke where she's like, I think it's incredible, but like I'll never have a kid. Where she's like, it is really impressive, but it's like, which is like, it's like being a bird and being like, you know what, I'm just gonna walk everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it is like insane that that life, you could just nut in someone and a baby comes out.
I also think I'm too selfish. I'm like, I just want to see what I would look like.
Right.
In baby form.
right.
I want to see baby Allie.
Yeah. And then what if it looks like the guy? That's brutal.
Then kill it.
So you
Casey Anthony.
So you're not even thinking about adoption. You're like,
no, I would love to adopt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
But I also want to have a kid, I think. I just want to be rich enough to not have to like fully raise it on my own.
So fucking true.
Because then if the kid's like, Mom, you were shitty, I'm like, I wasn't even there.
I wasn't there. Take it up with your nanny from Barbados. I don't care that you got tired of eating curry goat.
My baby has a Barbados accent. Mother.
Hey, mother. What going on? A lot of these fucking kids in Park
Tom
Slope.
Hanks had like a...
That's probably what it was. That's why Chet is like that. I mean, a lot of these, like I was in Park Slope, South Brooklyn, where it's like it's rich as fuck and a lot of fucking, people have nannies and shit. Like I was there, I was working there one day and I had like a 2-hour break, so I was like walking through the park. Every stroller is just like some little fucking white kid and like an elderly Caribbean woman.
Yeah.
Like, who knows how much time they even spend with their fucking parents. So, I don't know. I asked my mom because she wants grandkids. Thankfully, I think my brother is going to have kids eventually. But I was like, all right, like, I could get you a kid, but would you raise it?
Yeah.
She was like, no. She was like, I'd help.
Then what's the point?
And I was like, well, then buzz off.
Yeah.
I don't want to fucking raise my own son or daughter. I want to pop in. So I'm clearly not ready for that shit, but whatever. All right, well, look, I think we've gotten a nice little background.
Yeah.
There's more. We could gab for hours.
We could.
Here. But I think we have enough.
Get one of those Diet Dr. Peppers in me and I won't
Oh,
stop.
fuck. We could get you one. That would be. It would feel nice to send Eldis out on a drink errand. So you say the word and we'll fucking send him. But why don't we fucking start taking some calls?
Yeah,
get some of this. Get some of this advice going. All right, here we go. First call. And by the way, guys, 904-800-STAV. If you want some fucking wisdom from a future guest, maybe, who knows, maybe you'll catch Allie. We'll have such a backlog that you'll catch Allie on her second appearance. Mm-hmm. It's not likely, but maybe. Call in 904-800-STAV. Let us hear your questions. Hit us with the first one, Eldis.
Yeah. All right.
No, motherfucker.
So, I'm 22.
This is what happens when you
I've
hire
sold
babies.
drugs.
Play it over.
So,
yeah, we got it.
I'm 22, and I've sold drugs since I was like 14, probably.
Okay.
And I've never sold any like super hard drugs or anything. Don't worry, just like weed and acid and shrooms and shit like that. DMT here and there. I don't smoke weed. I'm not a fucking. I don't do like. I haven't done.
You're one of the good ones. We get it.
But that's besides the point. I'm scared
the drug dealer
that eventually I'm gonna get caught, and there's no signs pointing towards that. But I feel like I've been doing it for like 8 years, like selling stuff, like mostly consistently, but it's kind of on and off. And no signs towards me anything bad happening. But I feel like one day maybe somebody gets caught with something. The cops are like, where did you get this? And then they like rat me out or some shit. Or whatever. Shit happens. So, yeah, should I stop selling drugs?
That's the question?
If you're ever in LA and you need some fire-ass weed, I got you.
Oh, yeah.
Free.
In LA, I'm going to call some fucking guy with an accent I can't even place.
Yes, he Australian?
Where the fuck is he from? He's probably Australian that moved to LA like halfway into his adolescence. Because I know friends of mine who moved from Greece at like 11 and they have like half an accent. And that's what this guy has because certain words. So he says he's been selling weed since he was 14.
Nothing hard, just like DMT.
Just DMT.
Something that'll take you out of this world. But it's chill. It's chill.
It's chill. Just shit I had to break into a lab to get.
But don't you know that getting into selling drugs that there's a chance you could get caught?
I know. This is like one of the most... This goes to show you that he does not have any kind of reasoning. It's like, of course you're going to get... I mean, it's like, do you think that... It's like he's watched Goodfellas. He's only watched the first half of Goodfellas, Scarface. Like, you're in the montage right now. You're 22. Things are going good, and it's like a lot of fucking money. You get to, you get to do like you haven't even been doing it that long in the grand scheme. Starting at 14, you weren't really selling drugs. You probably only
you like stole your dad's weed, and then you like.
I sold weed in high school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was like that's not a real. That doesn't
it's
really
not high
count.
profile unless you're selling it to like Demi Lovato.
Yeah.
You're probably good.
Yeah.
You're probably good.
Yeah, you can't get caught unless it's someone who went they them and then went back. So here's the thing.
And that's okay.
It's okay. Gender. Everyone's got their own gender journey.
And that's okay.
It's okay. I wasn't making a judgment. I feel like Bobby's back on the phone. So, yeah, dude, you're barely just starting to be eligible to be caught, right? Because when you're a dumbass little kid, it's like, who gives a fuck? It's up to you. I mean, can you do anything else? Do you have any other skills?
I would say selling drugs is probably a good way to like invest in yourself and something else you want to do. If you're making good money, you can put that. If you want to be like a painter, you can like buy a bunch of supplies and like really, you know, put your head down to the craft. But if you really just like selling drugs, then I would get smart about it and make a plan for when you do get caught.
Right.
Have your money put away. Be smart about it.
Yeah.
Invest.
Crypto.
Yeah.
yeah. You do. That's the problem, though. I don't think he's smart enough to do it.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel that way.
But maybe after this, maybe we could knock some sense into.
You're right. Go to small. Remember,
his little Australian ass.
Go take some small business classes.
Zap. They invest your money for you. I think I have a code. I get like $1,000.
No. Beep all this. Beep all this. These motherfuckers. We will not hear the name of this app. No one gets a free fucking ride on Stavvy's World. All right. Email stavvysworld@gmail.com if you want to fucking sponsor the show. That whole thing is getting bleeped.
I love when people, though, like the app, it just like gives anyone a code who signs up. Right. But you know how people like try and be influencers? Like they'll get like Parade underwear and Parade's like, use this code to get your friends involved. And then people are like, I have a code. And it's like, everyone has a fucking
Everyone with
code.
an email has a code. Yeah. No one cares about your B- ass
in
those Parade underwear. That was an epidemic going on a couple years ago. Everyone was just posting in their underwear like they were models.
Yeah, they sent me underwear and I tried taking photos in the mirror and I was like, this looks so bad. I'm like trying to do this angle to like make my stomach look skinnier and my ass look fatter, and I'm just like, my back is so arched. I'm like the Exorcist girl. I'm just like upside down.
So yeah, I would say you probably will get caught unless you're smart about it. And look, have you built up any skills? Allie makes a very good point. If you've saved some money, can you invest in something else? Can you go clean? Because I think ultimately, yes, you need an exit strategy unless you plan on being like a fucking kingpin. And now we're talking about having to like do violence and maybe not only just getting caught, but be getting fucking killed. So you have to be at the like... You're kind of at a crossroads where it's like 22 is like, what do I want to do with the rest of my life? Do you want to go down drug dealer path, which is like, all right, I guess I have to level up to the scary shit to make money, and then you're living which doesn't seem like a good life. Certainly not for probably a cute little Australian twink, if I had to guess from your voice, half Australian twink. Or can you become an entrepreneur of some other kind? Can you invest in do you have sales experience, right? Like, are you good at selling drugs? Can you talk people into doing stuff? Can you get a sales job? Do you want to start your own business? Have you made connections if you're in LA selling drugs? Like, do you know people because their clientele, you've made connections? It's just like anything else. Like, you can kind of transition from it. So I would say you need a plan, buddy. You need to look yourself in the mirror. Am I cut out to sell drugs? And if you're not, if you don't want to be 35 selling drugs, then start the plan to get out of it now and start transitioning out while the heat isn't really on you.
Yeah, I also think 22, that's still a cute age to be selling drugs.
Cute age.
I would say have a 3-year plan right
exactly.
now.
Start transitioning out.
You need to kind of figure your shit out. But 22, you're good.
I think so. You
can get away with it.
You can get away with it. But each year you're in it, you do have that. But also, if you get caught once with not that much stuff, you're probably okay.
Do you even count as a drug dealer if you're selling weed and shrooms in LA? Like, who cares?
No, I think it would have to be probably a pretty significant amount of weed.
Yeah.
That's true. And
and acid and
The threshold for a drug dealer is are you willing to kill someone who didn't pay you or something? That's the hard choice you have to make to cross over.
I think minimum shoot them, right? Maybe we don't have to go to murder, foot. But even in the foot. Would you shoot a guy in the foot if they didn't pay you? If not, you should start transitioning out. But you're right. This guy could just be a guy who sells a little, like the way comedians, they do one open mic. They're like, I'm a comedian. This guy could be an open mic. He could be an open micer of selling drugs, because just selling getting your hands on a little DMT, whatever. And also, I'm not going to buy weed from you, motherfucker. They got stores. They got drive-thrus in LA. You think I'm going to fucking hit you up? Hit us with another one, LD.
Stavvy. You big, beautiful bitch.
That's me.
All right, coming to you from Canada, up north. So Weddings has been the title of the year. And look,
the title.
It kept coming. It's in a little bit, but I'm in the wedding party.
Okay.
So it's my best friend. He's dating a girl that I used to date years and years ago. So emotionally, it doesn't really matter. But I'm now in a conundrum of where I'm in the wedding party. I get a speech, like a little tiny one. Do I mention it?
What?
Or do I not mention it and kind of throw it under the rug? Also, clarification: this is the second one of my exes he's with, or he's gotten with. He just decided to marry this one. Let me know.
What a stupid question. Hey, I'm doing a speech at my buddy's wedding. Do I mention how his wife used to suck my cock or what? Because it seems like I would be kind of a missed opportunity not to. Because, you know, he fucked another one of my ex-girlfriends. So I should probably mention I know what the bride's pussy looks like, shouldn't I? No, you fucking dumbass. Conundrum? How is this a conundrum? You just want to brag and let people know you got your dick sucked by the bride. It's not your wedding, you fucking piece of shit. Why would they give you a speech? It's not. You know what? It's not even your fault.
It's probably at like the dinner rehearsal or something.
Sure.
If he's doing a tiny little speech, I imagine it's at the dinner rehearsal. Yeah,
you do get a dumbass like this out of the way at the rehearsal dinner. You don't give him the mic.
No, we're giving you a speech.
Yeah.
It's like 12 people at Arby's.
Because you don't want him drunk as shit being like, Bethany gives awesome doom.
You're going to be so happy, bro.
Dude,
Those were the best times of my life.
Yeah, we can make it. I always thought we could make it work.
So, yeah, there's no conundrum here. You're an asshole for even thinking about this. Do I mention it? No, what the fuck? Why would you mention it?
No, you talk about your friend.
Yeah, you talk about your friend.
Then you say they're going to do great together, even if you think they're not. You say they're going to be happy, they're going to be together forever.
Fully.
Or if you even wanted to, you can't like just kind of mention it. If you're going to go in, you got to go all in. You got to like ruin it and fuck it up. Like you can't just do a tiny mention. Like,
no, true.
If there's hate in your heart and you want to expand on that, like go all in, fuck it all up.
Well, that's what's going on here, right? Is like there is like... First of all, him being like, weddings is the title of the year, which is like, what does that even mean? Years don't have titles. The theme, is that what you meant? Did you mean theme of the year? No one's like, 2017, the good time year. You remember, that was the title we gave it? Anyway, there is something in this guy's. He is also a little like that. Last part was a big hint, right?
Oh yeah.
The last part.
Second one of my exes.
This is the second one of my. He's gotten with. He's just decided to marry this one. What does that even mean? He's just decided to marry her. Like, first of all, what do you think? You own a woman because you fucked her a couple times? Like, that's the other thing. Now, is it weird that your friend has dated your exes? Yes. Twice is weird. Once is weird enough.
He said this one was years and years ago, so I'm like, okay, that's not too bad.
Right.
But like I'm curious what the other one was.
Yeah, like if a friend of mine dated someone like in college or even I think 10 years plus, it kind of resets where it's almost like a funny... Almost like even a funny thing.
Yeah.
But he definitely has some resentment about this. But it's your exes, dude.
Yeah, because he said I'm not, and emotionally it doesn't really matter.
Which it does. Why bring it up then?
Yeah.
Like, well then what? Okay, emotionally it doesn't matter. So in what way does it matter?
Yeah. That's
the other. Like, what do you mean then? As an honor way? You've been dishonored by him marrying your ex. I really don't understand. Something more. It would be
funny though to say like Jason, his friend, like, oh Jason, he's a great man. He's got a type, which is mine. Also my type.
No, we could write great jokes about. That's a good joke. That's a really good joke. But we could, if we wanted to. This is a great roast topic.
It's like it depends. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, if it's years and years ago, maybe their dynamic is that they're all buddies. If
it's like not. You hear his voice.
I know. But if it was, if they were all silly about it and it's something that they talk about a lot and everyone knows, then that's fun.
But it's like, not. That last sentence clues us in. They haven't gotten through this. They've never even had I bet you they've never had a conversation about how he feels about it. this is a little, what's going on here? This is the second time you've done this. Maybe he really, maybe the first one that he did, he really was his friends. We also don't know what what kind of ex, who broke up with who.
Yeah.
Did he want to be with these girls and then they broke up with him? Oh, wait a second. Okay, because sometimes the most brutal thing that can happen to someone is you bring someone around your friends, the girl you're dating realizes you're the shitty friend, and that, like, I've had friends, like, we've had friends in the past that have stolen our personalities, right?
Yeah.
And those guys we've always been funny, you know, and we would have friends, they would keep our friends away from, like, they would never let us meet their mutual friends. Then we'd meet them and they'd be like, dude, Stav and Eldis are hilarious. And it would be like, oh, he's been doing our bits to them. What if this guy is the shitty friend? He's brought his girl around. They realize his friend getting married is the better version of him. They've left him for him twice. That's a brutal one that
cuts deep.
And he might have, this is one chance for he could get a little control back. He could fucking let him feel what he feels. Now, this is pure and wild speculation, but that's a brutal situation. But you're right. There is a situation where that's our dynamic. And here's another one. What kind of wedding is it? Is it like a cool, we've been divorced before in our 30s, half the parents are dead, or the ones that are alive are cool? Or is it big wedding,
their big day,
fancy, their big day? You know what I mean? Is it in like a rented nice hall, or is it in like a fucking park? Is it in someone's backyard? Because you know, there's definitely comedians' weddings that would fly at.
Yeah.
But if this is like a fancy nice wedding with everybody's fucking grandma there, don't talk about how you used to fuck the bride. That's our final verdict on that one.
If you get to bring a +1, maybe you can find the groom's ex.
Now we're talking. Now we're talking.
Make a beautiful speech, but then in the back of everyone's head, they're like, "That's Jason's ex-girlfriend."
That's if you want to get super villain with it, find one of his exes or one of her exes. Bring a man that she used to fuck. How would she feel? Go gay just to spite this couple. You got a lot of options for revenge, but don't do it in the speech, buddy.
I think that's good advice.
I think that was really good advice. I think we really nailed that one.
Hey, Stavvy. So I am almost a 30-year-old female, and I'm having a real hard time finding, I don't know, somebody to just have fucking fun with. Like, it's so difficult in this dating game now. Like, I have the dating apps, those are bullshit. I try to go out, meet people, that's bullshit. Also, like, I'm a pretty independent woman. Like, I own my own home. I work a pretty successful job. I have solid friends and family. And I don't know. Do you have any advice on, like, how to go out and meet people or how to throw yourself out there more? Anyway, love ya. Love your stand-up. And super excited about this new podcast. Anyway, bye.
All right.
I like her.
I like her too. She's clearly a woman beaten down by the world, by the dating world.
I think this could be a match for you.
You think for me?
She's got her own shit.
She does have her own shit.
She wants to have fun.
She does want to have fun.
She has a house. She has a job, good job. She has her family. She doesn't really need you, but
that is good for me. I like to just pop in and out.
Yeah.
That's a possibility. Are you in New York City? How do you feel about emotionally unavailable comedians? This is kind of hard, right? Like, because especially somebody who has all their shit together.
Yeah.
Like, I definitely feel this where I have invested a lot of my time and energy into every part of my life except, like, meaningful relationships. Like, I had a college girlfriend, and then I had, like, something that was a meaningful relationship in Baltimore, but I didn't know it at the time because it was like, well, I'm moving to New York, and I realized after the fact that I had feelings for her, and then I had like one long relationship that I really tried to make work, right? But for the most part, that's not that long in terms of like some people are in like a ton of relationships and they're always working at it, and I definitely feel this issue.
Yeah,
because that's how I feel like this last year has been like. I've worked so hard, I haven't tried to, like, make anything. Everything has been kind of, like, casual and fun, but, like, you know. So I get this. This is a real problem for a lot of people, especially somebody who has their shit together as much as her. And I think the short answer is, are you working at it the way you worked at everything else?
Ooh.
Right? Like, have you put a lot of time and effort into this? Because it is kind of hard, right? Like, especially like, you know, if you get into your late 20s and 30s, it's like if you're just looking for having fun, that can be a little, because some people are like, it's the last fucking chopper out of Vietnam. They're trying to get fucking married before, like, you know, their 30s kick in, right? Not in New York, but it's like, you know. So I don't know. I think, like, you got all your shit together. You have a nice base. So maybe you have to just dedicate more time to all of this stuff, right? There isn't like an answer. Like, you just have to do all the bullshit to find somebody good.
I also think in this situation, you can't have any expectations. Mm-hmm. Like, if you're just looking for someone to have fun with and, like, hopefully find, like, a companion out of that, then don't go at it so seriously. Like, be serious about it, you know.
Put time into it, but don't look at it seriously.
Don't think every date is, like, this or nothing. Right. And I think when you just kind of, like, I remember for a period of time I was on Tinder, and I would just, like, this is probably so annoying to hear from a man's perspective, but I would just, if I wanted to meet up with a guy, I'd be like, hey, can we just, like, meet up as friends? Which is probably annoying to hear. I would have been like,
unmatched.
But then it just took all the pressure off, and then it was we can, like, do something fun.
Right.
And then it doesn't feel, but I don't even think I would have needed to say that. I think now that I'm older, I could be like, yeah, let's go do this,
let's go
do
get
whatever.
coffee, right? Like,
but in my own head, I'd be like, this is just me meeting up. Like, I would picture it as like, oh, I'm meeting up with, like, a friend of a friend who's in town. Like, when I was going to a date, I'd be like, oh, this is just, like, my friend's friend who I'm, like, taking to get coffee.
That's very interesting that you had to, like, do mind tricks on yourself.
Yeah, because I hated the idea of going on a date. It just felt so weird and, like, forced and
There's
awkward. So I was like, oh, I'm just gonna, like, meet up with this person and see what they're like. And
which, look, is totally valid. Like, I think what you're talking about is, like, your expectations for a first date, right? Yeah. Like, basically, if I can cut through, it's like, I want to meet someone where they know I'm not gonna fuck them no matter what. The first time, right? And so that's totally reasonable. You know, I think, like, And you know what, this lady might want to fuck some people, she might not. She probably just wants to feel it out. But I think like ultimately, because you met your boyfriend on Tinder, right? Yeah. And it's like, I think a lot, you met your girl on
it was on OkCupid.
OkCupid back in the day. Yeah.
This is like when OkCupid was already like kind of just done.
That's
what like way past its prime already.
But you figured it out.
Just worked.
You got a great relationship out of it. And so it's like the apps are brutal, and also just going out is brutal. But you just have to keep fucking at it and, like, go on a couple of these first dates. And you seem to be someone who has their shit together, so apply as like unromantic as it is. You almost have to treat, like, when you're trying to find a job, almost like you're applying places, right? Send out some fucking resumes. Go on these, like, cute little fucking coffee dates, or, you know, drink dates, or just, like, stuff that puts the pressure off. And that's really what it is. I mean, I'm not really, you know, I definitely have my personal feeling is like, damn, I would really like to just meet someone in the real world. Like, I would like that, because I want to get off of the internet in general, and I think I'm working towards that a little bit with just, like, having other people run my social media and shit. But at the same time, you can meet good people on an app, and if you want it to be in real life, I think a tried and true method is actually kind of what you were pretending to do, which is friend of a friend. Like, find someone you trust. Go old school with it. The original dating app. Get matched up. You know what I mean? Have someone set you up.
Yeah, reach out to friends that you trust and be like, do you know anyone who you think I'd be a good fit with?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you might even, like, even with, like, online stuff, like, me and my boyfriend have a lot of mutual friends, like, randomly.
Oh, interesting.
So sometimes it works where it's like we met online, but it feels like we could have met out in the real world.
Yeah. And so and also to be clear, this is also just filtered advice from my therapist, because I'm in a similar place with you, where it's like, he's like, actually try, like, don't get discouraged. Like, the way, you know, I don't get discouraged if, like, a fucking, you know, something doesn't, if I'm working on, if I'm like auditions or some shit like that, where I'm like, I want to start acting. I've been writing, I've been auditioning. And it's like, you don't get anything for a long time. But I got a little something, you know what I mean? You're about to see Stavvy on a streamer soon, on a little something, you know what I'm saying? Like you just have to apply that and just hope for the best. And it will be sometimes you'll have weeks where you're like, this sucks, I hate this, but you might also just find somebody to have a nice time with. So good luck, sister. Keep us fucking posted. Call 904-800-STAV with the update. We're eager to hear if it's working out for you. What do we got, Eldis?
Hey, Stavvy. You've on the show been talking to people a lot about their dicks, and I thought I would ask a different kind of question.
Sure.
I've never had a hemorrhoid before, but lately I've been bleeding out my ass a lot, and it's a little alarming. Never had that experience before. I'm a guy, and I was curious if you had any experience with this. If you'd recommend taking it seriously or not. Like, I'm not a huge fan of the doctor, so if I could avoid going to the doctor.
Fan of the doctor?
That'd be great. Love you, Stavvy. Thanks. Bye.
He's not a fan of the doctor like it's a fucking band. I don't really care for medicine. Yeah. I don't like the leeches. Their early stuff. Okay, so bleeding out of your ass. Now we're
been there, done that.
You a hemorrhoid
Welcome
gal?
to being a man. I had blood come out of my asshole.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, Eldis confirmed have gone to the doctor for these.
Yep.
And I think I have undiagnosed. If I have a real tough time, sometimes I will get a real painful shit, and you get a little flex. So what I would say to you is take it seriously, because ultimately bleeding out of your ass, it could just be hemorrhoids. It could just be not enough fiber, too much straining, and blowing out a little something in your ass pipe. But it also could be something really serious, right? So go to the doctor. I know you're not a fan of him. Have him look around your ass. Make sure you're not going to die, because you don't want ass cancer, pal. Okay? We want you alive. We want you out there bleeding, asking questions about your ass and not your dick for years to come. So that's really, I would be remiss to treat this as a joke, because even if there's a little % chance that something is seriously wrong with you, I would feel bad if you died and I didn't immediately tell you to go to the doctor. So get your ass pipe checked.
It's fun.
It's fun.
It's fun to get your butthole touched medically. A little medical.
I don't know that I would describe it as fun personally.
It can be fun.
Weird.
Make it
fun. You have a cool doctor?
Yeah, I got a colonoscopy once.
Nice.
And it was such a blast. I got to see the inside of my butthole. It was so cool. It was nice. It was clean. It was very pink and yeah, and also, the straining, that's a big one.
Straining,
Do not push it out.
Don't push it out.
Don't push it out. Let it
glide.
Yeah.
Get more fiber in your diet. There's stuff you can do right now. If I've had a couple rough shits, I go smoothie. I might have one today after this podcast, actually.
Yeah, I feel like this guy needs to do a checklist. If his doctor's the last option, then are you eating a lot of beets? Because that'll make it look like you're
red
bleeding.
velvet cake. Remember? We had a friend. We had to rush to the hospital once.
No.
And he was like, I'm bleeding out of my ass. And we were like, oh my God, what the fuck? And he had eaten an entire red velvet cake. And the doctor was like, there's nothing wrong. And and then everyone, we went from worried about him dying. He's also fat as shit. So it was like, you motherfucker. It was the fattest and it's not a not fat group here, right? So imagine how fat this guy was. And we were like, you fucking fat moron. You ate a whole red velvet cake.
The doctor's checking his birthday. He's like, is it your birth? No, you just ate an entire cake? Interesting. Is it a half birthday?
So yeah. Go to the doc. I would say just go to the doctor. But yes, there's stuff you could do. Is your fiber, your diet, all that kind of stuff. But because this is not a disclaimer, this is not a medical show, no fucking advice. Go to the doctor first and foremost. I'm not even going to tell you the other shit to check out, because I want you to get finger popped for your own good by the doctor.
Yeah, every guy listening to this over the age of 35.
Right. Go get finger popped. I got to schedule one soon, actually.
Yeah.
Eldis has gotten his asshole checked.
I went this year, yeah.
How was it, buddy?
It was pretty weird. The doctor did it. He like put the lubed finger up there.
Yeah.
No glove.
He kissed you on the neck.
I really.
Yeah, he's like, "Can you spit on my fingers?"
I didn't know.
He put his fingers down your throat. You're
But he did it, and I really did have like a moment. and then he like finished, and I was like, "Wow, I've never done that before."
You
Sorry.
said that?
Yeah, it was the weirdest
He's like,
thing
this is
to
my
say.
first time. How many fingers are in?
You were like, "Another one, another one."
I'd also tell this guy though, get a bidet.
Get a bidet.
Whether or not something's wrong, like you won't go back. After
That's
you
great.
make
Hey,
the
and listen.
switch.
Code.
Stop it. If you're a bidet company, you could have been. We just bleeped what she said out. Imagine if that was yours. Wouldn't that have been nice? Stavvy's World. We're looking for advertisers, folks.
You know what I'm doing? White elephant gift. Great gift. A bidet.
That's a great
any
gift.
kind of bidet.
That's a great gift.
There's so many on Amazon. That's such a good white elephant gift exchange.
Absolutely. It's not hard to install one. I'm doing a little makeover of this place when I get a little time off.
Mm-hmm.
Double bidets in both bathrooms. I can't believe I haven't done it yet. All right.
You gotta get the one that heats up the water.
I like that.
Yeah.
Real Japanese style.
Yeah.
I remember going to Japan. Every toilet has a bidet.
I want to go to Japan so bad.
It fucking rocks.
When were you there?
Probably a few years ago.
Just for fun?
4 or 5 years ago. We did a come town tour of Australia.
Okay.
And Adam tricked us into thinking, we didn't look at a map, and we were like, we thought Japan and Australia were like next to each other, and it was like a 10-hour flight.
Oh my God.
And so he wanted to literally go shopping. Fucking asshole. I'm still mad about it, actually. You know what? It was the summer after the last time you were here when I fucked my foot up, because I just was able to walk. And instead of going to like some beach, like we could have gone to like Thailand, which was like, right next to Australia. You just lay on a beach all day. We go to a fucking huge
where you
walking
have to walk
city.
constantly.
And I loved it. Tokyo is fucking sick. I want to go back for sure. My asshole was treated right, but that was the only part of my body that was happy. Because I was like, I can't go shopping in fucking Japan. There's no one's as fat as me there. There was one big and tall store, and there was one guy who was the model for every. They have like one fat guy. He was this big fat Japanese guy with like a bowl cut, and he was just like in a 2XL like polo shirt, and those clothes were all horrific. Anyway, but I also went one time. I was doing like very low level like USO shows, like on Marine bases. And we had one day off in Tokyo. But this was so early. This was before I moved to New York, actually. So it was like...
How did you get that gig?
The headliner, I was working with this guy, really funny, Bent Washburn, very funny comedian. And he was like just keyed into those gigs. And it didn't pay very well, but it was like, I'm 24 or something. And it's like, they pay for your ticket. I think I made like literally $750, but they paid for everything.
That's nice.
And it was like... I'm poor as shit my whole life. I'm like, how the fuck am I gonna get to Japan? So I was like, let's fucking do it.
It
was great.
Would you do it again?
I would do it again for sure. I don't know that I would do shows or if I would just go for a vacation. I mean, I guess the only
I meant
shows,
the USO. Like, would you do USO shows again?
I guess so. Yeah, depending on where it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially if it was like if it was a way to get to Tokyo.
Yeah.
And Korea we went to Korea for a second.
I want to do Korea.
I really want to go to Korea again because we didn't get to go to anywhere cool. We got to go to like somewhere real. I don't even remember where it was, and it wasn't like Seoul or anything like that.
Yeah.
It was just like
it wasn't like a
some bum
Psy
fuck
music video.
No, it wasn't cool.
Style.
I gotta go get me I want to go get me someone who got rejected from the K-pop Academy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go fucking the day they make cuts.
That would be such a
anybody want a green card? Mark that down, Eldis. We're gonna do that. I'm gonna go find a wife after they cut her from the K-pop.
That would be such a good video of you trying to be a K-pop star.
That would be a good one.
You need to go to Korea just to film.
We do need to
K-pop
do that.
boot camp.
We do need to do that. I would love
to see that.
Me trying to dance and shit. All right, let's fucking do another one. I'm having a great time. We're really crushing these.
So basically, I've been having a hard time stopping smoking weed.
Classic.
It's never really been a problem. It's just affecting my memory and shit. And yeah, I don't know. Like I'll lose track of what I'm saying pretty quickly, and like right now. But yeah, any advice on how to cut back, seems like every time I try to stop, I always end up going back to the dispensary, or I don't know. So any advice you got, man, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you.
Sure. Yeah. I like how he's like, it's not a big deal. It's just fucking up my memory. He's like 24 years old.
I would also say don't quit smoking weed. Just tell everyone it's brain fog from COVID.
You have long
you have
COVID.
The perfect excuse.
It's not. It's 2023. I guess you could keep getting COVID.
Yeah. Long haul COVID.
Long haul, baby.
My mom's been using that excuse for her alcoholism. She's like, it's long haul COVID. I have brain fog. I'm like, okay. I haven't seen you in 2 months.
She's back. Her and your dad met at
Oh, yeah, they're both. Oh, yeah.
They're both relapsed.
Oh, yeah.
They were sober just long enough to meet each other to have a weird. I mean, I'm glad they did. We wouldn't have you, but probably not good for their lives.
No. Yeah, after I was born, they started drinking.
Yeah. It is really funny to think about that, because I think about that with my parents. I'm like, they shouldn't have been together, but then I wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
So I guess, sorry you had a shitty marriage, but
cut the losses.
Although not existing doesn't sound so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know what you're missing.
Or you could have. Yeah, I don't know, because you could have. Yeah, there's too many like possibilities.
What do you think? Our
with
souls just got like we were in line for a different baby. And I could have been in
what
like.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could have been some weird ass family.
I could be in like the third world. I could have been born Albanian.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh, could you imagine? Do you know any other Greeks or Albanians?
Eldis.
Yeah. Have you ever come into contact with any other Greeks or Albanians? We want to do this,
probably,
but no Albas.
There's big because I grew up. There's a lot of like Greek restaurants.
Yeah.
Where I grew up.
Actually, you probably met some Albanians at those restaurants too. Yeah. They're there.
Who are like the most famous Albanians?
Dua Lipa.
Yeah.
Oh, now he's singing a different tune.
Yeah.
Off the mic, he's talking about how she's from Kosovo, but now he's claiming her.
Yeah, she's from Kosovo originally, but she just got her citizenship.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, you'll claim Dua Lipa now, motherfucker. But before, he's calling her some not charitable things. I won't even say it.
Who else is
Action
Albanian?
Bronson is half Albanian. That's a big one. The
Eliza
Belushis.
That is a big one.
Eliza Dushku from Bring It On. She's Albanian.
Half of Regis Philbin, or may he rest in peace.
Oh.
Yeah.
Some huge stars.
Elijah Dushku.
A lot of talent in that.
Yeah, I've done quite a bit of beating off to Elijah Dushku because of literally a VHS copy of The New Guy. You ever see that movie with J.D. Qualls or whatever his name is? Great flick. Great flick. Huh. I also, actually, going back to the chop thing, recently started having sex while watching The New Guy. So I threw that on and started making out with a woman. So pretty nice. Has a special place in my heart, that movie. There's a point in Elijah Dushku. It's a PG-13 movie, by the way.
Okay.
And she's trying on like bikinis and like sucking on a lollipop. And when I was like in 8th grade, I was like, I wore that part of the tape out.
Yeah.
we had a fucking, in our house, it was like my grandma, the upstairs was like my grandma, my room, and my brother's room. They shared it, their whole lives, poor guys. There was, 4 of us upstairs, then my parents' room and the living room, and then the basement, we had the kitchen and a VCR. So I did so much beating off just in the kitchen basement when it was just like watching to make sure no one was coming down the stairs. There was like no door. It was just like an open doorway, and I'm just like pulled up in a folding chair.
Don't you think that's kind of the fun of it?
No, I don't have any of that, because it's not like getting caught by like a hot girl. It's like your father. You know what I mean? Like, there's no like, ooh, what could happen?
It's also not comfortable to beat off down there. Like, there's no couch or anything.
No, I'm in a folding chair. I take a folding chair, I put it right in front of the TV, and I'm just like, and like rewind, because it's only like a 12-second part, so I'd like beat off.
You're beating off in intervals.
Literally, dude. It was like, I'd be like, oh fuck, I'm beating up back. I'm just like trying not to come while you're rewinding, trying to come right when her titties are bouncing. That was a big problem with trying to masturbate to the what was that Robin Thicke video, Blurred Lines.
Because it keeps going.
It goes back to Robin Thicke, and it's like, come on, Robin Thicke, I'm trying to bust here, man. Good times. Okay, back to this. Did we answer his question? Not at all. How do you stop smoking weed? Do you still smoke weed?
No.
No, you're off that too.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Off everything?
If I could do like one bump of cocaine in the morning just to get my day started, that would be great.
Any Adderall, anything like that?
No, I used to do Adderall, but then I was doing, once I got sober, I was like, well, it's prescribed to me. And then I was like doing it at night. And I was like, oh, that's weird. That's weird. That's
I will say, I prefer doing Adderall in place of cocaine because I know what I'm going to get. It's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
Like a move I did for a while when I first got to New York was high as shit on Adderall, go out. I really like that combo. It's like a poor man's speedball, you know? That won't like kill you as fast.
Just on a low dose of meth.
Yeah, basically low meth and like a fucking joint. Not as bad as heroin and fucking cocaine. You know what I mean? Now, my friend over here trying to stop smoking weed. I have definitely experienced this. I did stop smoking weed. I've been sober completely for like 6 months now.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think I'm gonna go back, but you
yeah.
know, it's one of those. My rule that I think I'm gonna do is while I'm on tour, I'm gonna stay sober, so that it at least kind of like keeps me healthy. Because the last tour I was just too out of control, and this next tour I'm gonna also fold in like getting my meals delivered to the hotel, so that like because that's the final piece of my eating on the road.
Yeah, because if you're on the you're just eating chicken tenders.
It's like you can have one of those, but it's like every night.
Yeah, it's too much.
So anyway. So each tour, I'm trying to like improve it a little bit. That's great. I think what I'm gonna do is stay sober. Next weekend, I'm off the road, so I'm gonna have a little holiday.
Yeah,
holiday.
You deserve it.
Get fucked up. Me and my brothers are gonna probably watch Avatar. I'm probably gonna do mushrooms.
Yeah,
you know,
I've never done mushrooms. That's one thing that I'm like, I have to try that.
How about acid?
No, that's a little too scary for me.
I would say try mushrooms, and if you like them, go acid. To me, honestly, they're a little interchangeable. Acid, mushrooms can kind of fuck your stomach up a little bit, but acid, there's no stomach issues. Yeah. And it's, to me, I don't know. Do you see a difference? To me, I see they're pretty similar, but who knows?
They felt pretty similar. Well, we did acid
We did acid on our 30th birthday. Eldis was born one day before me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We watched Spider-Verse. We watched like a bunch of toddlers.
That was so good.
So good.
Yeah.
I'm not into, I didn't know nothing about the series. Yeah. I'm not keeping up with what Spider-Man's getting into.
No.
But that movie.
An insanely good movie.
Loved it. When they all saw each other.
Yeah. Beautiful film. Great film to watch on your 30th birthday.
Yeah.
And have realizations. Just on acid, sitting in the balcony like, damn, bro. Life, brother.
I was scared to try it, but it was like, I think I just didn't take as much as you did.
Oh, I did double what you did. Yeah. Everyone, I think I took 3 tabs.
My shit was just right. I think
you took a tab.
One,
Yeah. I took 2.5.
Not that bad.
Anyway, I had a great time. That was a great birthday.
Yeah, maybe this guy could just like microdose mushrooms.
I would say I've had that problem too, where I was microdosing for a while, and then one time I was gonna microdose at a wedding, and I just dosed.
Yeah.
And me and my friend, it was acid actually, and we were so fucking high at a wedding. It was actually really fun, the best wedding I've ever been to. But
yeah.
We're in the Uber going there, and we're just, the trees are like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And we're on a text group, and everyone's like, no one is saying anything. Everyone's just like, LOL. Everyone's like, LOL, LOL. We know what's going. We're with 5 friends who have no idea how
communicating without saying anything. You're just like,
like, uh-oh. A very memorable wedding. We don't have time to get into it. But if I'm you, buddy, and I've done this before. The hardest part for me for not smoking weed is the sleep. Because, like, I use it, it always starts with me with sleep. Like, I always would use it on the road to, like, go to bed. And then that goes into, instead of smoking it at midnight, it turns into, I'll start smoking as soon as I get off stage. And then it goes, like, oh, get a little high in the afternoon to you're waking, bacon, forget it. And then days off, I'm taking like 50 milligrams of edibles, whatever. So my advice is you just got to go cold turkey, and you got to give yourself some time, because it's harder. People treat weed as a bullshit drug, and it is. Don't get me wrong. The classic half-baked, like, you ever suck dick for weed scene. It is a little, it doesn't ruin as many lives, but it can be as addicting. So give yourself some time. Holidays are actually probably not a bad time because you have some time off, and you're going to want to tucker yourself out. That's what I would do. The day, like, I would stop smoking weed, and I would just like exercise more. I would just like just make sure I wouldn't drink caffeine late, like after like fucking just very early in the morning, and because I think if you can get your sleep regulated, then that is the worst of it. You're gonna have like some shakes. You're gonna like not feel great. So just have fun days. Like play some fucking video games. Do things that are otherwise destructive for you, but use them as a crutch to get you off weed. Watch some movies are fun. You get to remember the plot. I watched the movie. I watched the movie where fucking Joaquin Phoenix is fucking people up with a hammer. What is that one called? Do you know that one? I watched that 3 times, and the third time I was like, wait, I've seen this before. I watched it high as shit 3 times, and I watched it sober, and when it ended, I was like, I've watched this 2 other times. Like, I was like, this feels so familiar. So I've actually really enjoyed watching movies I would watch sober and being like, oh, this is such a better movie. I remember what happened. Just tucker yourself out. Have a good, play some video games, watch some movies, see some friends, do things that are enjoyable, and use that as a crutch till you get, because the first couple of days you really literally go through like these fucking withdrawals. You're in a bad mood. You have all that kind of shit. So that's my advice to you, my friend.
Yeah, give yourself compassion, and then like you were saying, like have like really good snacks that you like around, because I'm sure part of it is like an oral fixation. Sure. To like eat some snacks.
CBD, I would like, honestly, I would literally like smoke CBD joints like an old alcoholic drinks O'Doul's.
Yeah.
So like get CBD's out there, and it does a little something for you, and especially the oral fixation. I would literally for a while smoke a CBD joint and just like calm down. So, but I think it's good. I honestly do think I've never stopped smoking weed and been like, this is bad for me. Like, I'm always like happier that I'm doing it. And every time I start smoking again, I'm like, this is a mistake, but I'm going to do it anyway. Yeah. So I think you'll feel better, but just tuck yourself out, exercise, go on some nice walks, have some good days, and just, once you get past like a week or 2, you're in the clear pretty much. Then it's just like, don't start smoking again.
Yeah, and if it's a sleep thing, melatonin gummies.
Melatonin's not bad either. There we go. How are we doing on time? Do you have shit to do, Allie? I'm sorry, I don't want to.
We're at 1:40.
Oh, nice. Look at us, just fucking crushing it. How about one more?
Yeah, one more.
One more to say goodbye. Get us a nice one, Eldis. Yeah. And as always, guys, 904-800. Stav, leave a fucking voicemail. All right, our goodbye call.
Hey, Stavvy. As a bigger man, I was wondering, what are the fashion brands that you wear yourself? As a very fashionable man, I can see that you come out dripping to every show and every podcast. So I want to know, where do you get your clothes?
I'm dripping, as you can tell, at every pod. I'm wearing a 3XL Milwaukee Bucks Japanese. Shout out to Giannis Antetokounmpo and some Adidas 2XL track pants. This is a great. Ali, you want to take this one?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a little trial and error as a fat man, right? You have to know. It's also what kind of fat man are you? Your shape. What 2XLs work for you? What 3XLs work for you? You have to. Everything is a little different. I find the comfort colors, the T-shirts that are good. I like Los Angeles Apparel. They have a nice thick, well-cut shirt. I have comfort colors for like my T-shirts. Obviously, you can't go wrong with a tracksuit as a fat guy. The holy grail of fat fashion as a fat man is tracksuit, Hawaiian shirt. Okay? You can get those two pretty well. You got to get yourself a nice pair of pants, but you can find big boy jeans. That's easy. Find some jeans. Find a cut that works for you. Get it in every color. All right? You just got to. Pants are the hard one, I think. If you want to splurge, go to the fucking Big and Tall store. Check out fucking. You know what? I don't want to say brands, but I'm going to say it because they've been good to me. DXL. I'm a DXL guy. You ever been to a plus-size store? You ever been to a men's, never dated a fat man and gone shopping with him? No. Never dated a fashionable
It's not
fat
that
man?
I wouldn't. It's not that I wouldn't.
Wow, no fat guys?
I like fat guys.
You're in the hostel getting fucking worked over by anybody who has $32, but you won't fuck a fat man.
It was like a disgustingly skinny white rapper from Atlanta, and I wish that he was just a regular, average, big fat guy. What I would do to take it back.
Yeah.
What I would do to take it back.
In hindsight, sure, I'm sure. I will say you're treated like a king at a DXL. Now, the thing is, they know they got you by the balls. They know there's no other place to get that kind of... So there's never a sale. Everything is a little too expensive. They really do trap you. But if you're looking for a luxury experience, in my estimate, sometimes, I will say, a lot of times, the people working there, I have a hunch, are like gay guys that want to fuck big guys. I get really good service at the one in Manhattan. There's a guy who's like asked me about my day all the time, and I've been to one on the road where the girl was like, I think her boy, like you could tell she wanted to she liked fat people. So it's like, I do think there is a weird thing where some of the employees even might want to fuck you, and it smells nice in there. They got good stuff. You're gonna drop a lot of money, though. I will say it's a splurge.
Yeah, but that might be good to get like some staple pieces, some like nice quality staple pieces that you can wear all the time.
Yep.
Get some good use out of them.
Absolutely, but other than that, it's just a matter of like find cool T-shirt brands you like. Get a nice 3XL, get a 4XL. Find people that have the sizes you like, and just hammer those a little bit, and then go tracksuit. I'm in the middle of replenishing my tracksuit stores right now. I'm going to actually go... I was doing some Googling. I think Fila has some nice ones. Now, one thing I will say, Adidas, I like Adidas, but some of these brands have to get better with their 3XL. They stop at 2XL. And we're a fat country. You know, my man over here, he might be a 4XL. He might be a 5XL. We need some fat acceptance. But it's growing. Land's End, LL Bean, they've recently gone to bigger sizes. So, but you can't go wrong with a tracksuit and a nice colorful shirt, or the winter version of that. Another version that I'm not as into, but I like to throw on every once in a while, is almost like lumberjack fat guy. Yeah. Get some plaid, get a nice cardigan. Come on. You know, you want to look cozy.
I love a big man in a cardigan. That's a good look.
It's a great look.
And I'm not a big man, but I would say, don't do like the Walmart like classic goofy T-shirt. No, I'll just be like the quirky big guy. I would say have some confidence. Wear something that you feel really good in.
Absolutely.
You feel swagged out. Get stuff that's like nice. Don't be like buying cheap shit because you're like, I'm gonna lose weight, so I'll just buy the cheap thing.
No, that's huge. Actually, that is big advice here.
Own
is
your
like
bigness.
Know where you're at. A big moment in this tour, I was fighting. Having to go back. I had clawed my way out of 3X. I was even at 1X for a while. And then I was like, just be honest with where you are right now. It's not for the rest of your life. But like literally the most anxiety I would have was packing for the road and being like, I have 3.5 shirts that fit me, depending on if I've had a big lunch or not, that half. And when I just bought new clothes and I looked great, like I love the clothes. It was like really worth it. So be honest with yourself. That is a huge one. That's a great one. Don't buy something cheap and be like, oh, I don't need it. You know, it's like you'll be wearing that something cheap that you're losing weight. You'll be wearing that for the next 8 months and you'll look like shit. So be honest with where you are. You're gonna, and if you want to lose weight, keep at it, work at it, but you can always buy new clothes. So just be very honest where you are, and don't just look at yourself from the perfect angle. That's another problem with a fat guy. There's one angle where you don't look so fat. And you are looking at yourself in the mirror like that. No one else sees you like that. Okay? You gotta look at the side, brother. Right? It's not gonna be nice. You're not gonna like how it looks, but if you're honest with yourself, then you can dress for it. Right? So yes, be honest with your body, have comfortable clothes, and splurge a little bit. Have a couple staple pieces. Have a nice look that's also repeatable.
Mm-hmm. And I think sometimes guys are afraid to ask an employee at the store for advice or help, and I would say just ask.
Sure.
Get some outside opinions.
Yep.
Switch it up. Try something different that you wouldn't normally try because you're like, oh, like a fat guy wouldn't rock this.
Yeah.
Try something weird that you normally wouldn't.
I agree with you fully. And I also think there is also one strength that I have found is that if it seems like you shouldn't have confidence, but you do, people are very attracted to that. like there's no, on paper, you don't look at me and go, that guy believes in himself, right? If you don't know who I am and you see me approaching from the street, you're not a comedy fan, you don't know what's going on, you're like, but I come up to you and I just have no, I just behave the way I always behave. People are like, something in their basic head is like, this man looks like he shouldn't be, not believing him. This man looks like he shouldn't speak to me with this much authority in his voice. What's going on? I have to find out what's going on here. And everyone likes a jolly, this is the time, by the way, this is big boy season. Everybody likes a jolly fat guy. Put on a cute sweater, be cuddly, be fun. You're gonna crush it, pal. So go to DXL, go to, these other brands. LL Bean has some fucking bigger stuff. And just go on the internet and try one thing from each website to see how it fits you before you really fucking break the bank. So that's my advice to you, my friend, and I think you're going to do really great. Good luck to you, buddy. Good luck to everybody who called in. 904-800-STAV. We'll be back again soon with another episode. Allie, you were fucking awesome. You were such a good guest.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Come back anytime. What should the people, what do you want to plug here? What do you want them to see?
I have some shows coming up. If you want to see if I'm in your city, go to AllieMacofsky.com/shows.
Now we're talking.
And that's it for now.
Hell yeah. Go see Allie on the road. Come see me on the road, Stavvy.biz, the Fat Rascal Tour. We're selling out all over the place, baby. And tell your friends about the show. It's new. We're trying to get it off the ground. Leave us a nice review, all that kind of stuff. From me and super producer Eldis, goodbye, everyone. Play us off, Eldie. There it is.